Welcome into the Guerilla Sports Studios, everybody. We got Nuggets post-game live coming up in just a moment. I'm Mark Robinson, going to be joined alongside DC and Gianna Girardi to unpack everything that just happened in the Nuggets getting a win on the second leg of a back-to-back. They made it interesting in the second half, but they got the job done. And somebody should check in on Jamal Murray. His back's probably hurting after carrying that Nuggets team to their 17th road win of the year. We got a lot to unpack, so let's get into it.
Hello and welcome in.
Please do not leave your luggage unattended on the station.
Welcome to the show.
What's up, everybody? Welcome into the Guerilla Sports Studios. We got Nuggets post-game live coming to you right now, just a few minutes after the Nuggets wrapped up their second leg of a back-to-back, getting a huge win over the Dallas Mavericks. Their first of the year. They kept us on the edge of our seats for that second half, the third quarter specifically. But in the end, they put the dagger into the Dallas Mavericks. An awesome last few minutes of the game. We got a lot to talk about after the Nuggets getting that 17th road win of the year.
Yeah, Nuggets, opening the door. The Mavs won the first two games. So now the Nuggets have a chance to split the series with them. They're 17-7 on the road. The score was 118-109. The Nuggets looked a little gassed in that second half, in my opinion. If you guys missed it, we did a halftime report. So we're going to just dig into the second half now. But Nuggets are 28-13. So let's first talk about what went wrong. The Nuggets took a 23-point lead, let Dallas back in, and cut it down to 5. DC, what did we see there?
Yeah, you saw a really bad third quarter effort. They kind of came out lackadaisical at halftime. You saw
Love that word.
You
Love that word.
Lackadaisical.
Great word right
yes,
there.
it's a great. I appreciate that.
Sorry to interrupt you.
No, I
I
appreciate the love. I
that.
appreciate the love.
Such a good word.
It is a good vocabulary.
That's been going around the locker room
great-
recently.
Hey, shout out, education.
Yeah,
Our
Get
Nuggets
your
players
educations.
love the word lackadaisical.
Yes, get your education, kids, so you can learn words like that. But they came out with a lackadaisical effort. It looked like they felt like they had it in the bag. They were up 20. They knew that they were going against a team that wasn't as good as they were, and it showed. And they let them back in the game. It's still the NBA. Everyone on that court is really, really talented and really, really good and can get it going at any moment. And they let them back in the game until you saw about 10 minutes left in the fourth quarter. Adelman called a timeout. They come out, they run a play. Hardaway gets a big three. Momentum changes. They're back in the game. They kind of take control over since that point. But a lot of bad fouls. I'll say that to answer your question. A lot of bad fouls in the second half and in the game. And then too many second chance opportunities for the Dallas Mavericks. They were able to get rebounds on dead balls. They were able to get rebounds on out of bounds plays. And they were also able to get rebounds on free throws, which is just a big no-no when it comes to professional ball. Like, you can't give that up. And so that is the reason we saw the Dallas Mavericks be able to climb back in the game. But Tim Hardaway, I think that three coming out of that timeout really settled them and kind of changed the momentum going forward.
That was the game right there. You see a Nuggets team start to plateau in the third. They let a broken down Dallas team where all but two players on the roster they're all a minus in, as far as plus minus goes. They're significantly low on the rankings. You've got Cooper Flagg in the locker room dealing with some sort of an injury complication for the majority of that time. And like you said, DC, lazy passes, you're not playing smart, lazy fouls, and you blink and all of a sudden it's a 5-point game and you've let an over 20-point lead completely diminish.
Yeah.
What I liked about the whole situation was their response, being able to, after a timeout called by David Adelman, you generate a play in the zone. You get a three bumped out to Tim Hardaway Jr., who's been unreal, by the way. We're going to talk about him in a little bit, but Hardaway Jr. kind of seals the deal. And then that right there, it almost uplifts the whole team. Everybody kind of gets back on their horse again. You start to see the fire get lit under them a little bit. You see Jamal Murray start to heat up again. And that was that was how the Nuggets were able to seal the deal tonight.
Yeah, I agree. That was the first dagger of the night. Obviously, we saw Jamal hit the last dagger of the night at the end of the game, which, he's just been playing unreal. He's been, and I thought going into this stretch without Jokic that he would have to be unreal. And I thought if he's going to be an all-star, this is either going to kind of make or break it for him. And I think that he's done with, like Mark said, the flu games that he's gone through without Jokic. He's been able to step up, push this team towards those wins, be a catalyst. But you're right. The first one hit by Hardaway, second one hit by Jamal. They end up pulling it out of a crazy game that shouldn't have been that close. It should have been put away earlier in the night, but they didn't get it done at first, but they ended up pulling it out at the end.
And speaking of threes, the Nuggets are number 1 in shooting the three in the NBA, and Dallas is number 1 in defending the three. So kind of interesting to see those two go head to head tonight. But I think that, Dallas had 30 fast break points, which just proved that the Nuggets are tired. It was our 7th back-to-back of the season, another game that we had on the road last night. So ultimately just a tired, broken team that's been staying afloat and doing what they need to do. They got the win tonight, and that's all we needed.
Yeah, they were gassed. Obviously, traveling all the way down south, playing last night in New Orleans in a hard-fought game over the Pelicans, and then a quick turnaround coming to Dallas, playing against the number 1 pick in the NBA in this last NBA draft. It's a tough task. Sure, Dallas is struggling this year. Sure, they've got injuries as well. They're not the Dallas team they're not the team that they've been over the last few years, making deep runs in the NBA finals, almost getting a championship. Tim Hardaway on that team too, which is definitely crazy to think about. But to with the adversity in mind, to see the Nuggets face that and overcome it, that was the biggest thing for me. I think after the 23-point lead that was cut down to like a 5 or 6 point lead, they went on a 10-0 run. That was where they really kind of grasped the control of the game. Gianni, you mentioned they're the number 1 team in shooting the three. That was something that I thought was a positive for the Nuggets tonight, specifically from the starters. AG was 3 for 5, Spencer Jones 2 for 4, Jamal Murray, he had probably the worst night of shooting the three from the starting standpoint, but it doesn't matter because he dropped 33 points and single-handedly carried this team to getting this win. He was 2 for 6. Jalen Pickett was 2 for 4. He had a few big ones. Peyton Watson, 2 for 5. The biggest name that sticks out to me here on the three-point shooting list is Tim Hardaway Jr. He was 4 for 10, which the blanket of that is, 4 for 10, not great. As far as the amount of times he tried to make the three, wasn't very successful. But a point that David Adelman's really been hammering as of late about Tim Hardaway Jr. is he just wants him to shoot the ball. Some nights he's going to go 5 for 10. Some nights he's going to go 8 for 10. Some nights he's going to go 1 for 10. It doesn't really matter the result. They just want to see him continuing his confidence. They want to see him getting in the rhythm of his release, of his shot, of his arc, and all that stuff. And tonight was one of those nights where he's playing around with it a little bit. He's tired from a back-to-back. But still, I just love seeing him consistently shoot the ball. 4 for 10, not the worst thing in the world from behind the arc, and just the three-point shooting in general. 16 for 38, 16 threes. That's a big reason why we were able to edge out the Mavs, even during some times of, this game's getting a little close, a little too close for comfort, getting a little stressful.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And you guys both make really good points because the Nuggets lead the league in field goal percentage overall right now, and are tops in the league of 3-point percentage overall. And you make a good point about Adelman saying shooters need to shoot. Keep shooting, play your game, be involved in the way that we need you to be involved, because on the days that you do hit 80% of those shots, we're going to be blowing teams out. We're going to be blowing good teams out. I said earlier in the day, they have the most wins against teams over 500. That means they not only know how to play good ball all the time, but they're capable of going out and beating anyone any given day. I will say, though, when they pulled it back, when we talk about Tim Hardaway's three, they pushed it back to 11-point lead in 2 minutes after that. right? So that just shows how much momentum, because basketball is a game of momentum. It's a game of runs. It's a game of controlling the tempo. They were really able to kind of get back into the momentum, push on that run, and kind of close the game out. So, Dallas, they came out and they played hard till the very end, but this team is just, it's too good to be losing games like that.
100%. And I like that you bring up Adelman saying shooters got to shoot. We've spoke about that a few times in the locker room, and from the players' perspective, they all say there are going to be nights where I'm missing all my shots, but there are going to be the nights that I'm making them, and those happen to be nights like tonight where we get our wins. So I like that you bring that point up. But yeah, I mean, we're 6-3 without Jokic right now. Just truly speaks to the depth of this team, and I know it's kind of a overused point at this point, but I mean, the depth of this team is very, very impressive, and it's a good time of the year for these injuries and illnesses to be happening, and only makes us more comfortable with who the Nuggets are and what they're capable of. Second place in the Western Conference at the halfway point, despite all the injuries. Pretty exciting stuff.
If you would have told any of us that the first half of the season, you're going to lose all of your starters, and you're going to have to rotate through your bench, even go down and grab some of your G League guys, but you're going to be in second place in the West, you would have said, there's no way that happens.
Smell you later. There's no way that's the case.
There's no way that happens, right? There's no way that we could lose that much firepower on our team and continue to be in the tops of the Western Conference. And that's the reality that we're in right now. So, I will keep banging the drum. I think Adelman and this coaching staff is looking at a Coach of the Year award right now, because I don't know how many teams would survive, let alone thrive through this period of injury, uncertainty, emotional highs and lows. They've kept it clean, they've kept it calm, and they've been gritty enough to pull out wins that are extremely unexpected for them.
Yeah, absolutely. Whether it's injury, illness, or any sort of a thing like that, the amount of adversity that they've had to deal with is hard to fathom, quite frankly. So it's been fun to see different guys step into different roles, whether it's Tim Hardaway Jr. stepping into this sort of like sixth man veteran role. He's been in the league since 2013.
Yeah.
The Nuggets get him at a solid deal. I think they're paying him like $3.63 million on a 1-year contract.
That's a steal.
It's one of the best.
Steal.
It's one of the best free agent signings in Nuggets history, in my opinion. But adding a guy like that who has the sixth man mentality, he's been such a role model, and his offensive abilities are so strong as well. He's leading the league in mid-range field goal percentage.
Look at that.
I'm going to say that one more time. Leading the NBA in mid-range field goal percentage. Unreal stuff from like a guy that's experienced in the league and has been around all sorts of different teams and all sorts of different environments. It's been really cool to see. And then also such a unique opportunity for some of these guys on the bench to start stepping in to more dominant roles. You've seen Zeke Naji have some breakout games. You've seen Bruce Brown start to find himself as a player a lot more.
Yep.
And then, of course, a guy that we continue to talk about on a daily basis is the reigning Western Conference Player of the Week.
That's right.
Peyton Watson.
That's right. P-Watt.
You go. What were you saying?
No, I was just saying P-Watt. P-Watt
giving him his praise.
Yeah, I was backing you up. P-Watt has been unreal, I think, for this team. Him, and I think also like Pickett. Pickett, I don't think anyone saw being that big contributor over those 2 or 3 games where those were really close games, like 70 to the 76ers. I go back to the 76ers game, right? They aren't supposed to win that game, right? Like,
not at all.
Everything on paper, everything in the stat books tells you, okay, we're going to give this one up. We're going to give this one up a little bit, and we're going to win some of these other easy ones. And when, Jokic comes back, we'll be fine. We'll be settled, and we'll be able to kind of overcome the deficit that we've lost. Having Pickett and Watson play the way that they're playing, and then getting like a gritty one against New Orleans last night, Mark talked about the call a little bit, but hey, sometimes you need the ball to bounce your way, and they got it to bounce their way. And so winning some of those games where you think you're going to lose really, really propels you like towards the end of the year. And so I can't say enough about that. And I know that we're going to talk about, our fearless leader right now, Jamal Murray, who just, I don't even know. They must put him in buckets of ice and just push him onto the bus because he's carrying the team. Like it's crazy to see what he's doing right now.
Okay, sorry to go backwards for a second, but
yeah,
I want to talk about P-Watt one more time. Did you guys see the stat that they put out? Since 2001, 2002, there's 3 players in NBA history since that date with 125 plus points, 15 plus steals and blocks, 15 plus threes made, and a 60+% 3-point percentage. Kobe Bryant, Kevin Durant, Peyton Watson. Unreal.
Great group to be in.
Did you guys see the KD Instagram post?
No, I didn't see it.
KD posted that graphic on his story, tagged P-Watt, and said, "Hey, you locked the F in, my boy. It was only a matter of time."
That's right.
Which is crazy to see, especially with all the KD drama we had in Ball Arena recently.
Oh, yeah.
Peyton Watson's in really, really good company right now with the way that he's playing, the way that he's finding himself as an individual, how confident he is as a shooter, as a defenseman. I mean, they call him P-SWAT or, P-Block, whatever, all those nicknames. It's super cool to see from an outsider perspective. This young,
I believe he's averaging over a block a game right now.
Yeah.
This young guy who's really starting to develop into this strong NBA player who's going to have himself a payday. It's a really cool thing to see. And I hope that we can pay him.
I hope Kroenke finds the money somewhere. Yeah, that's for sure.
I mean, right on the screen, right? Has he played his way out of Denver?
That's a good question, Fernando. That's a good question. I've talked about that a lot over the last couple of weeks. I don't know. And I'm leaving that question up to you guys too. I really don't know. It looks, if he can continue with these minutes, that's what we're going to see. Jokic come back. The lineup's going to get taller. We'll see how they want to rotate on that 3-2 position, but it seems like it's really hard to take him off the court right now. What do you think?
That was the point that I was going to bring up. To answer the question, I think that fortunately for him, he might have. Unfortunately for the Nuggets, I hope that's not the case, but I think it's going to be a lot harder for us to keep him since he's been absolutely crushing it the way that he has. A lot of people are going to want him, and we just don't really have the money to pay him as much that he might be worth now. I liked the point that Mark, that you brought up about his confidence. Being in the locker room, Peyton Watson, it's funny because if you ask him, he will literally say, anyone that knows me knows that I've never struggled with confidence. Even before this crazy run that he's been going on and his breakout per se, Peyton Watson's always had confidence within him. So I can't imagine how high it's skyrocketed after these past couple of weeks. But to your point, DC, I was going to ask everybody watching who they think are going to become our starting 5, because do we think it'll be the starting 5 that we saw at the beginning of the season?
I mean, by the when the playoffs start?
Well, there's already the conversation of, does P-Watt kind of take CB's starting 5 role?
If he can do the similar things, I think maybe he does, because I think you have a little bit more of a creator on ball with P-Watt over Christian. I think Christian is a great DHO slasher pick and roll guy that is a big guard and physical and can finish. But with P-Watt, you get a little bit more. Obviously, Brown has he's got the corner 3 too. But I think P-Watt, when you have him, Jamal, Cam, Jokic. Ooh.
It's tough.
It's an interesting question, isn't it?
I guess Christian.
DC.
Christian. I go Jamal, P-Watt, Christian, Cam, Jokic.
All right, so our OG.
Yeah,
I'd go a little bit, because P-Watt still gives you that height, right? That length at that 3-4 position. So, and then you can bring Val in and kind of mix and match a little bit.
Val is the picture perfect 2 center for the Nuggets.
Yeah.
Like I couldn't imagine a better place for him. He's a vibes guy. He brings so much in that realm as well. Like he brings so much more than just his skill on the court, but he can come in and he can fill the role of when because Jokic plays like 80% of the game when he's healthy. He never leaves. He's always on the court. But when he does step off, also when we're leading a lot and DA pulls starters, I think that's the perfect time for him to come in and kind of be be sort of that role enforcer. My starting five, I said it already during the halftime show, but I'll say it again. I think you're looking at a Jamal Murray, Peyton Watson, Aaron Gordon, Nikola Jokic, and then I'd love to see
back.
I'd love to see Cam Johnson maybe get some time as a starter in that realm. I like the way he's played it. It's obviously unfortunate that he's injured right now, but just while we're on this topic, I'm going to repeat what I was talking about earlier during the halftime show. When you have a healthy Nuggets team with this roster, you have Jamal, P. Watt, Cam Johnson, AG, Jokic, Bruce Brown, Tim Hardaway Jr., Christian Brown, Spencer Jones, and Jonas Valanciunas. And your extras are Jalen Pickett and Zeke Naji. Your extras are guys who are making a difference and helping this team win games in the depths of the season right now.
Yeah.
That is insane depth to think about.
You know what I just thought about right now? It'd be interesting to see, especially with the guys you just named, as the top 5 and in the starting lineup. It would be interesting to see, you got already Tim Hardaway coming out. I could see like Tim and AG really taking over that second unit and just having the extra 3 around them with Val. Could you imagine that being you're like, okay, now I get to give Jokic a break. I get to give Jamal a break. I bring in AG, or I keep AG in with Tim Hardaway, and then you have a Pickett or a Najee and Val in, right? Like, how do you stop?
Well, that's the craziest
how
thing.
Do you
about,
stop that?
That's the craziest thing about this conversation is, like, that's why I keep saying these injuries is just what the Nuggets needed.
Yeah,
you're looking at a ironclad starting 5 that is so dominant. And then you're looking at a bench that's 3/5 filled with guys that have legitimate starting 5 experience because of all the adversity that the Nuggets had to face this year, which just,
absolutely.
It makes me so excited thinking about the latter half of the season and the playoffs. If we can get through the monster that is OKC, which I think we can, if we could put them to a 7-game nail biter of a playoff series last year, I think we could do it again this year.
Yeah.
I think the ceiling for this team is really high.
We'll get a little test here soon. We get to play them soon here.
I know it's coming up.
We're gonna get a test and see where we're at. But I think when you look at the depth of this team, and like you're saying, and you look at the depth and you look at the schedule that we've had, you look at the schedule going forward, you look at the players that we're going to be getting back, and you look at the cohesiveness and how we've been able to elevate ourselves continually in the second place in the West, there's nothing that says we can't go get it all.
Right. And after being 6-3 without Jokic, I mean, think about that. Any other year, it would have been absolutely catastrophic. So just really, once again, beating a dead horse here, but proves the point of how deep this team truly is. And I don't know, I'm very excited. I mean, we've got to see so many different rotations out there. We've got to see a lot of guys get in there, build their confidence. It's exciting to see where the Nuggets can go from here and what's going to happen when our team is fully healthy.
Seeing them learn, because this has been an issue for them in the past, seeing them learn to win without Jokic has been one of the coolest things for me personally to watch. Because I remember a big theme of the team last year during the end of the season and in the playoffs is if you have a game where you don't have Jokic available, your offense is pitiful. And they're now backed into a corner where they're having to learn how to win without, right now, Jokic. A few months ago, they had to learn how to win without CB and AG, which it's a different story because without Christian Brown and Aaron Gordon, Jokic is still going to be Jokic.
Yeah.
But watching them learn how to win without a 3-time MVP who's a freak of nature on the basketball court, that I think has been one of the biggest pieces of success for the Nuggets this year.
You're absolutely right. I think there was, when he first got hurt, I think there was 20 games. I think we were talking about till or last week. There's 20 games till the All-Star break,
and we made our
predictions, right? And there's 6
You might
3,
be beating me on those,
right?
currently.
Well, I mean, I went 10-10, right? I was like, I think we're right there at 50%. If we can go 10-10 without Jokic and get,
we're going to be happy.
We're going to be happy, and we're going to be great. We're exceeding our expectations right now.
Right.
And I think that if we can hold off to the end of this month, Jokic comes back, lessons have been learned now that instead of those times where there's 10 seconds on the clock, now we're just having Jamal dribble it out, wait for Jokic to come up, set that screen, and then run a last second play. And a lot of us, I think, as fans, get a little frustrated with that. Hey, we don't need to hold the ball for 10 seconds and try to get one last shot up and rely on those two to make something happen. Now I say Adelman's going to run a play. There's going to be 2 or 3 or 4 options open, and the best person's going to make that shot. And they're all battle tested, and they're all able to make big shots at the end of the game like we've seen. So I'm excited. I'm excited just like you. I'm excited.
I know we need to talk about one Jamal Murray who carried
last night to vote.
Carried this
Jamal
team.
Star.
Yeah, last night to vote. I know I just totally teed that up, but I'm actually was bringing that up to say we're going to talk about that. But I have one more question I want to ask you guys that I thought of as we were kind of crafting all these thoughts up. It's going back to the Peyton Watson conversation because we're talking about if he's going to play his way out of Denver. Are we going to be able to afford him? Is he going to be able to go get a big payday somewhere else? What I'm curious in terms of your guys' thoughts, P. Watt's been here his whole career, which is not that long. Obviously, he's only played in the league 2-3 years. He's already won a championship here, and they're on pace to make a deep run to do it again. Do you think Peyton Watson, with the way that he's played and the way that he's proved himself, do you think he'd be willing to take a pay cut to stay with this team, with this group, with this coach because of the energy and the excitement around this team right now?
Go. Yeah, you go. You go.
That is a very good question. So props to you for thinking of that, Mark. I don't know. I would say, Peyton Watson did come into the league at 19 with the Nuggets. It's been the only place he's played. He's won a championship. He feels at home here by now, I'm sure. I mean, when you're anywhere for a couple of years and playing around the same people, playing with Jokic, who's an MVP, the best of all time, those are things that maybe would make you consider staying. However, I think he might feel a little overlooked. I mean, he's like, I'm finally in because everyone's injured and look at what I'm doing. Someone's going to pay me the big bucks. You guys should have loved me when you had me.
Yeah, I think that you're onto something there. And I also think you said something really important. He's a young player.
Mm-hmm.
He's now getting his opportunity. He's getting global recognition from NBA All-Stars and legends. He's making NBA Players of the Week. He's becoming the second highest scorer on the team. Also, I think when you look at the sports landscape, and this is any sports at all. Like, look what Lane Kiffin just got $98 million. And how could you say no to that? I don't know who anyone says no to that. But when you look at the landscape of sports, when you are on a team, a super team, and you are a really good team, and you win championships, people tend to leave and ask for more money. Or they ask for more money and they get it. Now, he won a championship early on his career.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of people will take a pay cut to win championships.
He's already done it.
But if you've already done it,
do you
go get your money
get your bag
and then come back and try to do it again?
Well,
later,
even
which I think that's probably what's
even to the
happen.
next step of that. I was going to say, go get your bag, but also go be in the driver's seat for leading a team to a championship. He might get a contract with a lower bottom of the pack NBA team right now that has the potential with draft capital and future to become a stronger team in the future. He might be in a starting 5 driver's seat to help a team win later down the road.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, even in a couple of years, like if he went to like Minnesota, put him and AE together, like
I don't even want to think about it.
I'm just saying.
I don't even want to think about it.
Right? Like Milwaukee's looking for people because Giannis is moving on. I think there's a lot of options for him down in Miami. I mean, there's a lot, but
right. A lot of stars are reaching the end of their time, so time for those new ones to be shining.
Yeah,
I guess for now we should just enjoy what he's giving us in this hybrid bench starter role with a broken Nuggets team, and hope that he can give us everything that he's got this year before we potentially see him go out the door. But you never know. The Nuggets might be able to give him a contract that makes him feel worthy of what he's able to do skill-wise, that also is a little bit less than maybe what some of the other teams are offering, because you get there was a comment that said like hometown discount. I think that is a good way to describe it.
I would hope
Yeah,
hope
everyone
that that's
keep your
in the
fingers
cards.
crossed
I don't know
because
what
we'd
that
love to
comes
keep
with.
him.
Yeah, I don't know what that comes with, but I hope that that is in the cards. I'm just not.
It comes with having us talk about you, right?
Yes. Yes, and giving you your praise. We love you out here.
We love you, Piwat. Stay in
Stay out
Denver.
here. We like having you. But yeah, I know that you had a few things to say about young Mallstar.
Young Mallstar. I mean, how could any of us not have a few things to say after we
This
just
is true.
watched the back-breaking performance from him? I mean, single-handedly took this team into a 118-109 win over the Mavericks. Jamal Murray's an interesting case right now because he's dealing with some sort of an injury, and he's also dealing with illness that's been like sidelining him from playing, which with a guy like Jamal Murray, if a sickness is not allowing you to be in the building on the court playing,
You gotta be
something,
real sick.
yeah, something has to be up.
That's true.
But I mean, tonight, unreal stuff from Jamal Murray. He had 33 points, 2 rebounds, 5 assists, leading the offensive charge like nobody's business. And the debate over the last few weeks has been, is Jamal Murray worthy of being an all-star? And I think on the last day of voting, he comes in questionable this morning, is available to play, and he puts up a 33-point performance. In the words of Scott Hastings, the league is stupid if Jamal Murray is not an all-star.
I mean, it's really hard to look past what he's doing. It's hard to discount what he's doing. It's hard to discredit what he's doing because he's doing it on a night in and night out basis under health conditions, under circumstances, against his full ability. But I couldn't tell. I couldn't tell while he was on the court tonight. He's playing with this aggressiveness. He's playing with this passion. And I don't know if he's doing it to become an all-star. I think he's just doing it because he wants to see this team win. But there's nothing in my mind right now that tells me that he's not an all-star. Now we have to go back and look at voting, and I hope that he gets the votes, and I hope that people go out and vote for him. And I hope that he outbids, other guys, and we'll see if that happens. But there's nothing that says he's not deserving to be on that all-star team this year. And I got to give it up to him because he really has stepped it up in the absence of everything that's gone on with this team.
Well, and to your point of hopefully he's not just doing this to become an all-star, even going back to media
That's
day.
his goal, right?
Yeah, I don't think so. Even going back to media day, when we asked Jamal Murray what the biggest thing he worked on this summer was and what he was looking most to improve in his game, he said he wanted to have a strong start to the season, and he had the best that he's had in his career. So I don't understand why people are still questioning the fact that he should be, in my opinion. Jamal Star all the way, and if you haven't voted yet, you better go to it.
Go vote, people. Go vote. Last night, does it close at midnight?
It might be over already.
It might be
have
over.
I thought it ended at midnight.
It
might have
might have
ended.
ended at midnight Eastern time.
Oh,
Yeah,
my bad,
so
guys.
bad.
Well, we have machines in front of us that can give us these answers.
Right.
This is
Someone may
true.
as well look it up.
That's true. Let's
I'll do it right now.
Okay, well, while you're looking it up, with the illness kind of with an asterisk next to his name, I mean, in his last 4 games, Jamal Murray has gone 34, 27, 22, and 35 points. He's playing out of his mind right now. And it's so cool to see a starter step into the starting role, if that makes sense, because you have Jokic, obviously, who is the guy. He's the number 1 player on the team, no question. But without Jokic, Jamal has been, minus this illness he's been dealing with, he's been the most consistently healthy player on this team all year.
Mm-hmm.
And he continues to step into this leadership, dominant offensive role when other guys aren't available to do so. And I think the leadership aspect, you guys can agree to disagree, I think the leadership aspect makes a case for why he should be an all-star too.
Mm-hmm.
I think it does. Our buddy, Ron, he said the other day that the fact that Jokic is like this guy who's on the court leading the team, even in his absence and even in his injury, makes him even more look like the MVP. And I would say in the same breath that the way Jamal has stepped up and taken over not only his normal role, but more in this, has shown that he is clearly one of the best guards in the NBA. He's clearly the top of his game right now. He's clearly refocused and came in with a hunger and a drive this year. And that has propelled him to, because I think he's always been right there, right? He's always been like debating that he should be an all-star. I don't think anyone's ever been like, oh, there's no way, I can't believe that we're having this conversation. But he's always been right there. And I think this year it's just he's gone over and above and gone over that hump. And now we're seeing the true Jamal Star shine.
Well, and that might be another silver lining of all of our injuries is Jamal really has had the chance to step up and kind of become that leader. I mean, imagine obviously playing with Jokic and being on a team with him is a godsend. But imagine kind of always living under his shadow a bit in a way. So maybe with him not being able to play and being injured, Jamal's been able to kind of find the fire inside to know, okay, I truly am the leader of this team now, and this is what I've got to do.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. He's been nothing short of amazing. Nothing short of amazing. This team still, surprises me every day. Like we said tonight, let the team back in. Should have just taken over that 20-point lead. But another win, another strong step forward, taking over the second place is huge. I'm still in shock. I'm still in shock that they're in second place.
I know, it's
After
crazy.
all this, they're still in second place.
We're saying they're going to
crazy.
stay afloat, but they're doing better than that.
They really are. Jamal,
it's insane.
Jamal just had his 11th straight game with 20 plus points. He's averaging 28 points per game and 10 assists per game since no Jokic in the lineup, which by the way, the Nuggets are 6-3 without Jokic. I think you did say that a little bit ago,
yes.
but unreal stuff from the Nuggets without Jokic. And it's his 12th 30th point game of the year, which is tied for his career high. If that doesn't have all-star written all over it, I don't know what does. And today was officially the halfway point of the NBA season.
That's true. Yeah.
41 games in. So
And we're sitting in second.
Yeah. As we round things out here, I think it's good to think about the fact that considering everything that's happened through the first half of the season,
all the injuries, all the illnesses, everything,
where we're at, it's perfect.
It's perfect.
It's perfect.
It's perfect. It's right where they want to be. It's right where they want to be. Don't count them out yet. Don't count them out yet. So if we want to hit some of these, what do they got in the comments here before we go?
Yeah, while we're looking at those, by the way, I did look it up and it ended at midnight Eastern
the
time.
The set does look amazing. Sorry about that. Yes, the voting is.
Yep,
the voting
voting's done.
Okay.
Yeah, but look at these
the
awesome
set is
chairs.
amazing.
Furniture row.
Look at this
Furniture row. Go down there. Get you something like this. Can't have this one because we got it. But, go
or
get
you could
something
twin
like
with us.
But no, literally everything that you're looking at right now is from Furniture Row. The chairs, the tables, the little desks, the rug. It's all from Furniture Row. So head over there, check out some awesome furniture. Just like we did. Now we've got the coolest set in the Denver metro area.
That's right
here.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, look at that.
Oh man, yeah. States and Co. Shout out States and Co. for the jersey. Here you go.
I wasn't going to say anything because
you got to get more.
I mean, look at the laces on that
you were
thing.
Telling
what
me
a fun touch.
You were telling me to say this before we went live. I wasn't going to do it, but now I'm going to.
I told you.
I need one of these. States and Co. If you're listening, if you're watching, I will wear this every single time I cover anything Denver Nuggets related outside of Ball Arena.
It's amazing.
Any post-game show, any at-home show that I'm doing, any content. Like literally one of the coolest things I've ever seen Nuggets merch wise. Yes. So sleek.
Thank you,
so
Austin.
Cool looking.
Shout out Austin at States and Co.
Awesome.
Go check them out. These are sweet. These are really sweet.
And for any of our sports ladies, I know they're coming out with a female line, so better check that out too.
Watch out.
Well, any final thoughts as we get ready to round things out? Thanks to everybody that's watching. We got a pretty solid following on the post game show.
Yeah, thanks for joining. It was great. Yeah, we'll catch you guys soon, though, for sure. Those are my final thoughts. Just a gritty team. Yeah. Really gritty team.
I mean, 28-13, sitting in second at the midway point in our season this year, minus a lot of our stars, a very depleted lineup, and we're still sitting pretty. So exciting stuff out of the Nuggets and can't wait to see what's in the future.
Absolutely. One more thing I will say too, we've got a lot of people watching right now. If you're new to the Guerilla Sports fam, we're covering everything in the Denver area as far as sports goes. It's not just the Nuggets. We cover the Broncos, the Avs, the Rockies, and of course the Denver Nuggets. And it's more than just post-game show stuff like this. We're at every game, in the podium room, in the press conferences, giving you all the covers that you need on Denver Nuggets basketball, Avs hockey, Broncos football, Rockies baseball, all that good stuff. So if you're new to the Guerilla fam, like, subscribe, join the fastest growing, best sports network in the Denver area.
Emphasis on the best part.
Emphasis on the best, most talented. I mean, you're going to see a lot of stuff out of Guerilla Sports. A lot of characters, a lot of good content. We do things a little different, so watch out for us. It's great to have you here.
And what fun teams to be covering. I mean, we just talked about our Nuggets, but our Broncos playing in the playoffs this weekend. Very exciting stuff here in Denver.
That's right. Support your local teams, guys.
All right. Well, thank you to everybody for listening. Be sure to tune in because we are covering the entire Nuggets season. And like Mark mentioned, he and I are at Ball Arena every home game. And then DC and Ron have an awesome podcast called The Court Report. So whatever Nuggets info that you guys need, we'll be bringing it all to you. And what a great Nuggets win, 118-109. Go Nugs, and thanks for watching.
Boom.